Yetunde, please confirm if you can hear me.
Hello, seems Yetunde is having some technical challenges. Let me just get hold of her. Yetunde, can you hear me? Hello, Beatrice. Hello, Yetunde, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello? Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, there's something wrong with my computer. So I think that's basically where the issue is coming from. So I'll just join from Ola's own if that's okay. And what I'm going to do is thank you so much, Ola. So I'm going to share my screen elsewhere while you guys can hear me. So, but if you can hear me, please, can you just put on the chat and say hello on the chat? Just say hello on the chat if you can hear me. Okay, thank you very much. And if you can see my screen, rather, just say yes on the chat, please. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. In Kenya, it's still morning here in the UK. My name is Yetunde, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the unique selling points of the University of Lincoln. I will also share with you the programs in which we offer. I would also discuss with you what you need to know in general about study abroad. So let's move on. On my current screen, you will be seeing the images or image showing you our Lincoln Cathedral. That's where our university graduation ceremony takes. Thank you so much for confirming that you can hear me. But first, before I go dive into the programs which we offer at the University of Lincoln, I will first of all like to share with you where the University of Lincoln is situated. Where is Lincoln? That is the major question most of you will want to ask me today. Where is University of Lincoln? Where is it situated? You know, where are we coming to study? What are the most interesting things that are in Lincoln? One thing you need to know is that the city of Lincoln is located in East Midland region of the UK. And if you're looking to travel to Lincoln via airports, we have several airports that are of a driving distance to us, but of course are still accessible. The East Mainland Airport, for instance, is 75 minutes by car. We have Birmingham Airport, which is approximately 1 hour 41 minutes by car. We have the Manchester Airport, which is 2 hours 11 minutes by car. And we have the London Heathrow Airport, which is approximately 2 hours 50 minutes by car. And if you're traveling by train from Lincoln, we are just 50 minutes to Nottingham, 1 hour 20 minutes to Sheffield. We are 2 hours to direct train to London King's Cross, and we are 1 hour 27 minutes to Leicester. So those are the interesting things, places, bigger cities that are around us. And on the map here, you see some of the images which you've placed here. And here you can see Lincoln, and here you can see Lincoln, and the other side you can see Birmingham, London, and the rest. So let's move on to the next information. The next information basically is just to share with you a ranking, the university ranking. What does University of Lincoln stands for? What are the major rankings in which we have at the university? Now, what do you need to discover? We are top 130 in the world for THE Young University Ranking 2022. Of course, we are awarded a top 5-star score overall in QS star rating system for Global University 2020. And of course, Lincoln is proud to be home to world-class researchers, where more than 3/4 of our research, that is 79%, was rated as internationally excellent or world-leading in the 2021 Research Excellence Framework. Also, we're UK top 40 university, according to Guardian University Guide 2023, and that is we are the 4th out of 121 institution. more interesting things for you to know about the university is that, it's good for you to understand that the university is in a very small, safe city, beautiful city, and the heart of the city. The campus is in the heart of the city. Now, I'm sure the question that will come into your mind here is, why am I sharing the location? Why am I sharing this information? It is very important for students, especially you as a student, if you're looking to study abroad, it's very important for you to understand where you're going to, why you're going there, the kind you're going to study. Because you can be asked, let's say, for instance, if there's an interview be conducted for you during your visa application, you can be asked questions about where you're going to. And information like this are examples of things we expect students to know. Also, you might maybe get your visa and you're about coming into the UK. You get stopped at the border and you're asked questions. So why did you choose University of Lincoln? Why Lincoln as a city? So it's always good. It is actually good for students to know where they are going to and why they are going to study at their choosing institution. So let's move ahead with the next information. On the next information, I'm going to be sharing you rankings from different subjects. With the University of Lincoln, we have the Guardian University 3 ranking. We have the Complete University Guide 2023 ranking. We are second in pharmacy and pharmacology, second in hospitality, events management and tourism. We are second in product design, third in health studies in the UK. We are fifth in social work in the UK. We are fifth in philosophy, sixth in chemistry, eighth in marketing and public relations, 13 in biology, and 13 in drama and dance. As you can see, those programs are quite a very popular program with us at the University of Lincoln. So before I proceed into the next slides, I would encourage you, if you're here, you have any question, please do not forget to drop your question on the chat session. It's very important. There's this proverb I do say, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. If you have any question, coming through your mind, or you feel you want to get more information about the university, or you have a particular course you want to get more information about, this is your time and your chance to put that on the chat box. And then after the presentation, we take the questions. The SIUK team will help us read out the questions and then we answer them one by one. And also, I would also encourage you as well that, feel free to relate with us here. And at the end of the session, I believe that the SIUK team will put their contact details on the chat. Now, let's move on to the next slide. Next slide basically shows, these colleges we have at the university. The university have over 300 programs, ranging from art, science, social science, and business courses. And we have about 4 colleges: College of Art. We have a Lincoln International Business School, which is a business school which starts off like its own college itself. We have the College of Science and the Social Science. And under each colleges, we have each schools and departments situated in each of the schools. Now, why do you have to know about this? Let's take an example. If you're here, you're looking to do a course like MSc Social Work. Ideally, if I ask anyone here, where do you think MSc Social Work will be? I'm sure the answer will be, under the College of Science, of course. But for Lincoln, MSc Social Work is under the College of Social Science in the School of Health and Social Care. So it's highly important to know where you belong, where you're coming from, where you're going to, what department you belong to, because you can be asked any of those questions. So let's move on to the next question, next slide. So the next slide is basically sharing the current programs which we have available for students in Africa to apply for. And as I progress, I'm also going to share with you the scholarship opportunities we have for African students, and I will also share with you the payment plan, what you need to know about the payment plan and discounts that are applicable to African students. Now, on the screen, you'll see some list of programs which I have available, what we have available for within the university that you can apply to for September 2023. So we have some of our programs that are already closed very early. And I do encourage you, if you're here, you're looking to join the University of Lincoln this September 2023 intake, and you are highly interested in all those courses which I'm sharing with you, please, this is the right time for you to put in your application. Put in your application as soon as you can. so that you can get your offer on time. But if you're looking to submit next year, you still have all the time with you to put in your application before the end of this year. Now, example of courses are the MSc Clinical Animal Behavior. We have MSc Sustainability, which is open, MSc Energy Material Battery Science, MSc Forensic Toxicology, Forensic Science, Intelligent Vision, Robotics and Autonomous System, MSc Games Development and Design, MSc Mechanical Engineering for those in the engineering field. We have MSc Physics, MSc Biodiversity, Conversion and Conservation and Nature Recovery, MSc Chemical Engineering with Sustainability, and we have MSc Environment and Planetary Health. So if you are looking to or considering this program, the ones that is actually very new, MSc Chemical Engineering with Sustainability. For anyone who have engineering, chemical engineering background, you can apply. If you have chemistry background, yes, you can apply. If you have a 2 and above, you can apply to course in chemical engineering management with sustainability. So let's move on. The next slide basically will show you a picture overview of the University of Lincoln. But before then, can I just ask, for everyone who is with me today, if you're online watching me now, can you kindly put on the chat, what course are you looking to study? And what year are you looking to join the University of Lincoln? So I'm trying as much as possible to engage everyone on the chat today. If you're here listening to me live and direct, just put on the chat, hi, my name is so. Don't put your full name, just put maybe a short name. I'm looking to do MBA 2014, 2003, and that would be very helpful. Thank you very much. That would also help us to know the varieties of people that are here and the courses they're looking to study. Now, while we continue to do that on the charts, I will also show you the beautiful city of Lincoln. Very beautiful. Now, if you look at the pictures I'm showing you right here, all this shows you the university. That's the tall building which you've seen on the image is the Lincoln Cathedral, which is an historical building which has been existing for over 2,000 years in Lincoln. So let's proceed. What are the interesting facts about the city itself? Now, the Lincoln itself has a very long and rich history, dating back as far as 300 BC. Lincoln Cathedral was built in, 1,072 years ago, and not just 1,072 year. If I ask, how many of you was actually born at this time? If you're born at this time, please do let me know if you're born at this time. None of us, of course, are alive at this period of, what do they call it? At this period of 1,072. Nobody was born at that period. So that is just to tell you that, the university is in a very historical city. Now let's move on. Art and culture is also something very, very big in the university or in the city itself. So Lincoln is home to a range of museum, public art galleries, and theater with more than 2,000 years of history. And the city has been used for a filming location in a number of films and television series. An example is Downton Abbey. We have the Dan Vincent Code. For anyone here who have watched Dan Vincent Code, will definitely know about the movie. You might have seen some shots which actually shows, some beautiful parts of Lincoln and the King as well. For sport and leisure, the city is home to a wide range of sport and leisure alongside a number of award-winning parks and open space. Also, it's a great community, a fantastic place to live, study, and work in, as it was named by as the 5 top happiest place to live in Britain. So the city is home to a number of faith communities and was named as the friendliest city to live in 2016. And this is according to the Eden Project Big Launch Program, and also this being a happiest place to live in is according to 2019, information and a CV library and job board. So let's just move on to the next information. The next information basically is just to show you some of the great and wonderful people who have come from Lincolnshire. Now, the question is, how many of us here, for those who are science students, I can see some people here on the chat who are looking to do social work, some who are looking to do MBAs. If you're looking to do MBA, fortunately, our business courses are closed. However, if you're looking to do in 2024, yes, you can start preparing your documents, which SIUK team will push you through what you need to put in place to submit for next year. But for social work, yes, you can look into work with SIUK to submit your application as soon as you can. Now, what you need to know, on the screen, you're seeing amazing people, which we're very proud to share their story. An example is Sarah Swift, which was born near Lincolnshire town of Boston in 1854. How many of us are alive at that time? Very interesting. We have George Bull. George Bull as well, born in 1815, is from Lincolnshire. We have Alfred Tennyson as well. Alfred Tennyson, also born in Lincolnshire in 1850. For any of us who also know Margaret Thatcher, who is the first female prime minister of the UK, was also born in 1925 in town of Ham, Lincolnshire, and also Isaac Newton, very popular Isaac Newton. For any of us who know Isaac Newton law, who are the science students here today with us. So you can see we have amazing, wonderful people who have also come from Lincolnshire. Yeah. Now, please do not forget to drop your question on the chat after this presentation. I'll pick up those questions one by one and answer them. The next screen basically is showing you some of the university building which we have. As I mentioned to you earlier, that the university is located at the city, the heart of the city of Lincoln. And all around is what you're seeing here are the what do they call it, the buildings of the university. We have the William Wharf, think tank, or business hub. We have our Stephen Langton building. We have our Minerva building. We have Isaac Newton building where our engineering students are. So it's a very, very big campus, which we look forward to seeing you hopefully one day to study with us at the University of Lincoln. So later I'll move on to talk about the African community. There are more for you to know about the African community. Most of the questions that students do ask is, when they come to the university, are they likely to meet students of the same minds? Are they likely to meet people from different culture, different background? Now, the good thing is that at the university, the University of Lincoln is becoming more diverse. We have students from Africa, we have students from the Asia continent, we have the European students, we also have the home students who come to do their masters, their undergrad studies with us. So I'll just read out, most of the programs which we've had. African students come to study, example, our engineering courses, a business program, computer science, law, and also, our agri-food technology courses. But also we do have other programs which we are quite promoting in your region, which are very lucrative. Example are the social work courses, MSc Chemical Engineering with Sustainability, which is a new course which has been opened within the university for anyone who have chemistry background or chemical engineering background. Also, we have a diverse, university governing body. An example is our Chancellor, who is Lord Adebowale from the African origin. Then in Africa alone, we've had over 600 students who have come from Africa to study to date for the past 2 years at the university. So you can see it's becoming very diverse, very open, and it's guaranteed that you come, you meet people of like minds, and also meet people from other cultures to learn from and to increase your diversity skills. Now, what else you also need to know? The university have what they call the African Caribbean, Student Union have the African Caribbean Society. For any of you who are looking to join societies, who are looking to volunteer, to increase your prospect, joining the Student Society or the International Border Scheme is also something you can think about. Now, when we talk about support, the university do a lot in supporting the students. An example are the student support, which gives a free, impartial, confidential advice. We have under that the academic support and the residence life team support. Now, we also have the student well-being, the health and well-being support, the mental health support. Now, when we talk about mental health, a lot of you will say, well, you mean mental health? Does it mean that everybody have mental? No. If you're a student, you understand that you might go through a lot of stress. Maybe you've been stressed, you have this, homesickness, and you want to just meet people to talk about your issues, to talk about stress, to talk about how you work yourself around and managing workload. We have a dedicated team that could guide you and signpost you to materials available for students on campus. Also, we have our multi-faith chaplaincy, which gives the spiritual support and the faith-based events being organized by them, in which you can attend to meet other people of the same faith with you. Now, let's move on to the next information, entry requirements, which is a major thing which you would like to know about today. Now, if you are looking to study at the University of Lincoln, there are many things to consider. You need to also look at the fact that look at the entry requirement and see if you meet the requirements. Now, if you're looking to do, and the majority of you here would be looking to do postgraduate studies, but I will still also mention undergrad for any of you who have families who are looking to do study abroad at the undergraduate level. But let me start with that first. For students who are looking to do undergraduate studies, we would expect the student to have an international foundation program completed, or you have your A level to apply directly into our undergraduate program, or you can have the IB International Baccalaureate, which you need a point of between 37. And also, if you have an ordinary national diploma, you can use that to join the undergraduate course. Now, before undergraduate, do still remember that, for anyone who have families who are looking to do National Year 1 or Foundation, student can use their Kenya Senior Secondary School Certificate or the East African Senior Secondary School Certificate to apply into our International Year 1 Foundation year. That is a pathway program to our undergraduate studies. So please do take note of that. Now, for all of us here who are looking to do postgraduate studies, for most of our courses at the University of Lincoln, it requires you to have a CGPA of 2.5 and above. So that is 2 to second class lower and above. And we do encourage students to have that, because there's a lot of advantage of you having 2 when you're applying. For Lincoln, for instance, if you apply before the scholarship deadline of the £4,000, you get that automatically. So those ones are still open for the available PG program, which we have and I've read out in previous slides to you. Now, other things you also need to take note of is that while you have the 2.5 and above, you also need to consider that the language is very important. Now, one thing good about the university is for most of our programs that require 6.0 for IELTS, we will normally accept your KCSE, or we accept your East African Senior Secondary School Certificate where you've passed English A to C or grade 1 to 6. Now, if your Senior Secondary School Certificate is way higher, the university can request, higher than 5 years ago, they can request for IELTS, or they can request for an MOI letter that shows that you studied in your own university days in English. So, but that is on a case-to-case basis and can be requested by the admission team. Don't forget, apart from masters, we still have some students who are looking to do PGR, which is the research courses. We do have some varieties of research program which you can apply to. And for you to apply for research program at the university, we do encourage students to ensure that they have also, you have your master's certificate, your undergraduate certificate, your personal statement, which is the letter of intent while you're going for the course, and of course your international passport, which is very important. Let me just create a major story. We have some people who would say they want to study abroad, but they don't have an international passport. If you fall into that category, I do encourage you. You're looking to study this year, make sure you have your international passport, have your Kenyan passport, or have any of your East African passports. That shows the sign that you're prepared, because without your international passport, there's no way you can complete your application and study abroad. So now let's move on to the next information. What else do you need to know? I've mentioned about some foundation program. I'm aware that most of us here are PG courses, but I'm still mentioning about the foundation year and the international year 1, because you might have a KCSE, so who want to use that directly to come in for their undergraduate pathway. So please do not forget that we have the engineering foundation year course, which at the end of the foundation program, students can still progress to the BEng electrical and electronics engineering, mechanical engineering, mechatronics, and We have about 3 different fees for the students, depending on the term they go for, whether the 3-term, 3.5, or 4-term. And their fees are 11,220 for the 3-term. For the 3.5-term, we have 13,260, and we have 15,300 for those who are going for 4-term. An entry requirement is, of course, successful completion of a secondary school leaving certificate, which where the student have A to C, 1 to 6, or lower in more of 4 or more subjects. And also we have the IELTS of 4.5, and we expect students to be more than 17 plus. So what else do you also need to know about the foundation year? For our students who are coming to do foundation year, for students who are looking to do foundation year, we also do expect that they have an English test. I mean, the English classes being organized for them. For instance, for those coming for 3rd term, they require an IELTS of 5.5. For those who have an IELTS of 5.0, they'll go for the 3.5 term. For those who have an IELTS of 4.5, they go for the 4-term programs. And please do note that students will receive a CAS for visa for the duration of the international foundation year and the letter of the degree course. If they are going for the 4 years, if they are going for the 3.5 years, students will definitely receive the CAS and visa for the duration of the international year only. And at the same time, for those who are going for the 4-term, will also be receiving the CAS only for the international foundation year. So let's move on. What else do you need to know about pathway programs? We have the International Foundation Year 1. So that one, we also accept the KCSE. You need to pass A to C compulsorily in a minimum of 4 subjects. And it's a very good opportunity for any of your students, any of your family who is looking to do this, pathway, easy pathway with easy requirements for them to do undergraduate studies. And the duration of this one is a year. And the students are able to study courses like accounting and finance, business and management, marketing and tourism, and computer science course. And the IELTS requirement for that is 5.5. And with all the elements, nothing less than 5.5 in all the elements. And tuition fee is £11,781. So you need to take note of that. You have to take note of that for any of the family who is looking to do, international year 1. So don't worry, I'm also still progressing in my slides, which I will talk about the scholarship we have available. Now, for international year 1 progressions, for those who are looking to do accounting and finance, for example, we can move to our finance undergraduate course, international accounting and finance, banking and finance, and business and finance courses. So as you can see, we have this business program available for international year 1 for students to be able to progress. We also have our computer science course, which students can progress to the undergraduate computer science program. So let's move on about pre-masters. I'm aware that some of you here might fall under the category of 2-2, 3rd class, and 1st class. Now, we have something very interesting for those who might have 3rd class, or those who have HND and want to look for a pathway for a master's course. We have our pre-master's business courses, in fact, which will be closing 1st of May. Or before 1st of May, you need to put in your application if you fall under the category of having an HND or a 3rd class, or did not meet up into the 2-2 requirement for the available master's courses. Now, one thing you need to know is that the pre-master's is a very quick one. It's 3 months. And after the 3 months, you successfully finish your pre-masters, you then progress to your master's courses. So we have a pre-masters available for business program, and we are recruiting for those who will be joining earlier September. And as I mentioned, the application will be closing 1st of May. Now, and please do note that we give a combined CAS for pre-masters. So when you get your pre-masters, you get a CAS for the 3 months and the 1-year course you're going to be doing to resume in January intake. Now, please don't forget that for pre-masters, all you need to do is have an HND, or if you have a 3rd class in your undergrad that do not meet up to the requirements of the business courses you're going for. And also you need to have an IELTS of 6.0 equivalent, which is also equals to having A to C in English in your Kenya Senior Secondary School Certificate or the East African Senior Secondary School Certificate. Now, let's move on to the fees. I'm sure most of you here will say, oh, she's been talking about the program. How much are we talking about? How much is the tuition fees? So we have three different levels. We have undergraduates, we have postgrad, we have PGR. For undergrad is 15,000, 16,000. For masters is 50,000. This course is per year. For MBA is 17,900 per year. And if you're doing research, it's 15,000 to 16,700 thousand per year. So now I understand that when you hear these figures, you feel, oh my God, this could be a lot, especially when you're looking at the exchange rate currency to the Kenya shillings. But please do note that don't forget, at the university, we have discounts available for students from Africa. And that is what I'm going to be sharing with you on the next slide. For all of you here who have 2-2 and above, 2-2, 2-1, or a first class, do remember that we have what we call the £4,000 scholarship, but we also have the £2,000, the postgraduate scholarship, which you can access if you have a 2-2. For those who are looking to do undergrad, or for your family, which you might be recommending the undergrad pathway for, the undergrad for undergraduate courses, we have the £2,000 scholarship, which is available each year. For the 3 years, you have £2,000 first year, second year £2,000, third year £2,000. So you can see the university is generous. We've done our best to ensure that we provide some kind of discount for students. And don't forget £2,000 and £4,000 and the scholarship you can access. Now, for the £4,000, you need to compulsorily have a 2-2 and above. 2,000 global postgraduate, you need to have a 2-2 and above, and it's given to you in the first year. And students, once you apply before the deadline, of course, you get it automatically. Now, we also have a bigger scholarship, which is 50% scholarship. The 50% scholarship is highly competitive. Also for students who have 2-1 first class. And for PG, those who are looking to do a master's program. So are you here with a 2-1? Are you here with a first class? Have you applied to the University of Lincoln already? Have you gotten your unconditional offer? If you fall into that category, then you can put in your application for the 50% scholarship, which is the Lincoln Global Leader Scholarship. If you've not applied, what are you waiting for? Please hurry up, put in your application as soon as you can. We have deadlines for the September intake. Those who are looking for Lincoln Global Scholarship, the deadline approaching 9th of June for the second round. The third round is 4th of August 2023. But if you're looking to join January, February 2024, now we have some courses which are available in January 2024. Examples are our health and social care courses, social work, physiotherapy, and pre-registration adult nursing courses which are open. You can put in your application. When you get your unconditional offer, of course, you can apply for 50% scholarship. And deadline for those are the 6th of October, first round, and second round, 10th of November, 2023. Now, what are the stages of payments? You need to know all this because it's very important. It's not just about you applying payment that the University of Lincoln have. I've shared with you, we have two major stages of payment, two major ones. The first stage is the £5,000 deposit, which you need to pay. Now, the first thing is put in your application, submit all your documents, have an unconditional offer. When you have the unconditional offer, the next thing is to pay the £5,000 scholarship. So when you pay the £5,000 scholarship, yeah, you request for your CAS. You get the CAS, you submit your visa application. The second stage is when you split your money to 9-month installments. Some pay 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, but this is a communication which you need to pay. You need to arrange with the finance department. So, and also students will need to, after 21 days of enrollment, you need to discuss with the finance team on how you pay the rest before the end of your studies. So as you can see, it is quite flexible for our students because we understand how much the exchange rate is and when you want to organize your payment. Now let's talk about accommodation. Accommodation is also very important. We do encourage students that when they're coming to study abroad, it is very important for them to think about where they are going to live. If you're coming with family, for instance, you have a dependent, think about where your dependents and yourself are going to live. And we do encourage students to live close to the university or within Lincoln. Now, we have, about 6 university managed accommodation: Lincoln Court, St. Mark's Student Village, Signet Wharf, 179 High Street, Valentine Court, and Viking House. And these have more than 3,700 rooms across the 6 halls of residence, managed by the university, not far from the university, at a walking distance. And the good thing is they have access to Wi-Fi, utilities, on-site maintenance, 24/7 security, reception team, and of course, guarantor are not required for university managed accommodation. Amazing. And the good thing is that students are not required to pay a deposit. However, £49 down payment is required for you to accept the accommodation offer. So we understand that when you're outside the country, paying your fees, maybe how long could it take? But we know that we can give you the guarantee accommodation once you have organized with the accommodation team and apply for the university accommodation. We give you this flexibility of resuming into your accommodation and then plan your payment plan with the accommodation team. Now, if you're looking to stay in university managed accommodation, we have 3 main options which students are allowed to pay the accommodation fees. You can either go for the one-off payment if you want. That is also available. You can also, one-off payment is payment you choose to pay one-off, one installment. Students can also go for the monthly payment, which some students find very flexible enough. For instance, this depends on the contract level you have with your with the halls of residence which you're selecting. So you can decide to go for the monthly payment. The third one is to pay as 3 installments. You can break it into 3 and pay your accommodation fee. Now, this is not just the only thing we encourage them to do. I mean, if you have family, it's expected that you stay in private lettings outside the campus or within or all around or in the walking distance of the campus. If you check the university website, we have what they call university website. We have what they call the international page for the accommodation page for the international students, where you have access to different lettings different letting websites rather, where you can go to and get accommodations that are available all around Lincoln. So I do encourage you, please check that. If you are struggling to get in touch with the SIUK team. The SIUK team couldn't get this link, they know how to get in touch with me and our team on campus for more and further information. So I've come to the end of my presentation. The last slide basically is to share with you a testimonial from one of our alumni from Africa, who was featured in Al Jazeera. And I'm going to read out his testimonial, and I hope it's going to inspire you today. So Hamid said most of his research and projects were on how to develop and improve communities. He then said, I am now happily putting them into practice. My fondest memory of Lincoln is my first time seeing the School of Architecture building. Architects always have a building they fall in love with. With mine, for sure, is the School of Architecture at the University of Lincoln. I am still connected to it to date. So that's the testimonial for Ahmed Buba. I hope that one day I will be sharing your testimonial to the future students who are coming in future years to come. So also on next slide, which I'm sharing, are the contact details of some of our departments, which you can get in touch with. But as I mentioned with you, we work solely with SIUK Kenya team. They know how to get in touch with us, and they can also share. You can also put in your application on your behalf and follow up your application if need be. So I've come to the end of the presentation and open up the floor for questions. Please, if you have any question, feel free to ask that. And also I can invite the SIUK team to please help us read out questions that are on the chat, and also use the opportunity to share the phone numbers and the addresses in Nairobi and Mombasa for students to easily access. For those who are not staying in Nairobi and Mombasa, if they have to travel far, is there any way they could reach out to you? So I would just call on Jane. Jane, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here, Yetunde. Thank you for your lovely presentation. The session was very informative. I'm sure we've all learned a lot about University of Lincoln. So there are a couple of questions that have come up in the chat. For one, discuss how we arrive at the rankings. You had mentioned that the university ranks top 30 in the Guardian University and globally ranks top 130. So Paul asked, discuss how we arrive at the rankings.
Oh, that's a very good question. Well, if you look at my previous slide, which I shared with you the areas where the rankings have come from. So there are different rankings that are within the UK. We have what we call the THE, the Times Higher Education Young University Ranking. We have the World Rankings, we have the Guardian, we have the Complete Guide as well. So each year, the rankings. So these bodies or this group of bodies do a lot of assessment in different universities and rank them could be based on the teaching, it could be based on the subject, it could be based on the facilities, it could be based on student experience. So these rankings are done by, for instance, Complete Guide. We have the Guardian University Guide, and also we have the THE Young University Ranking. So those are where rankings come from. These are not rankings that we all popped from the hair. So these are rankings that are done by a particular set of institution or organization, and then it is being published publicly for the world to see, and each universities know where they fall to. And we are very proud as a university to say we have some of our subject rankings according to Guardian and Complete University Guide being ranked top 25th in the UK, which I've shared with you previously. Do we have any next question, if that has been answered?
Yes, I hope, Paul, you are satisfied with the answer. Paul said, I heard the University of Lincoln has top-up degrees. Please also share on that as well.
Okay, yes, we do. We do have some programs which we have available. Top-up degrees, if you are, let's say if you have an HND, now the university have options. Not all of our programs have top-up, only some of our programs. For instance, we have computer science undergrad would definitely allow you to do a top-up, depending on where you are in your universities. You can be allowed to join the second year or third year, but this is what we advise students. We now have a pre-masters. If you have an HND, that's Higher National Diploma, the best option for you, which I do advise, is joining the pre-masters, which is 3 months. When you do the 3 months pre-masters, then you move into a master's course. And we have that available for some of our business courses. We have that available for our computer science program. Yes, we do have a pre-masters that could allow HND students to join. But if you're looking to do top-up, we have a computer science course, undergrad that can allow you, but not all programs will allow a top-up. And if top-up would ever exist, would ever be allowed, it then means that you need to submit your application. Yes, you can submit your application through our OneUni, through our agents, but it's termed as advanced entry. But our admissions team will need to forward your transcripts, because you need to send your transcript to them, which will be forwarded to your program leader to see if the course you are selecting matches up to what you're looking for before an offer can be released to you. But the easier way, which I advise anyone who have HND, is to go through our pre-masters program, because it's the shortest, easier, shorter form of finishing your studies on time. Do you have any question? Any more questions?
Yes, Janet would like to know if the university has law studies.
Yes, we have some law programs which are available. In fact, very much available. So we have our international law, which is available. We have our conflict law. There's a law that deals with the whole of conflict. If you're anyone who deals with, maybe you want to work in the United Nations, international law could fit with you. We have about 3 to of what are courses available. Okay, undergraduate. Yes, we do have law programs, but don't forget, if you're doing the undergraduate law program, you need to have A level. You need to have international foundation. We don't accept the KCSE directly into our international law undergraduate program. So, however, we encourage you to do A level or if you have OND. So for that student, do you have an OND? I know you mentioned you have KCSE. KCSE alone cannot take you directly into undergrad. All undergraduate courses, you need A-level, IB, OND, International Foundation. But if you want to do KCSE, the current programs that we have that would allow you to move into our undergraduate pathway, which is foundation or international year one, are the engineering foundation, accounting and finance and business international year one program, or our computer science. So we don't have international year one for law at all. So you might want to, if you feel the business courses is something you want to still go for, you reconsider, you can definitely put in your application for an international year one with your KCSE. Otherwise, the best option is to get an A-level or international foundation year to be able to access the undergraduate law course. So can we move on to the next question?
Okay, we have a question from Paul Mawia. He asks, I have joined as an undergraduate student and I'm looking for credit transfer. How does that work with the University of Lincoln?
Okay, that's good. So the student is studying law, undergraduates, they want to do transfer. Now, we totally appreciate that not all programs accept transfer. But however, the possibility of having that is that you will need to, depending on which year you are, because the system, the educational system over in Kenya is different from the one in the UK. What you need to do is, let's say if you're in your second or third year, before submitting an application, it's advisable for us to check. It's advisable for us to check with the program leader to see if you'll be accepted in the program. And this is what you need. You need the transcript for the years you study, whether year 1, year 2, or year 3. The transcript will help the program leader to see the modules which you've done. And then we can send this to the program leader, who will then check if the modules is applicable to the programs. Because if you've not done any similar modules, and you know law is a very professional course, if your modules doesn't even match with the first year or second year of the law program, you might be asked to use that to start again from the year 1. But there could be a possibility around that, but that is not guaranteed until you send your transcript of the years you study back home, and then we can check for you with the program leader. For that particular student, can you please leave your contact details for Esther UK team? Get your transcript and tell them to forward it to me, and then I can check with the program leader and admission team to see the possibility of you transferring. Okay, I think that has been answered to best knowledge. Do you have any more questions?
I would like to ask if there are industrial placements for postgraduate courses.
If they are placement for postgraduate courses. So we have some programs that have placement opportunity. As I mentioned, most of our business courses are closed, but most of them are situated within our business course. We have MSc management with project management. We have our MSc management. That's 1 year studies, 1 year placement. If you're looking to do next year, September, yes, of course, you can apply for the option with placements. We have our MSc marketing, digital marketing, MSc marketing with placements as well. We have our engineering management course with 8 months placement. We have our agri-food technology program with 6 months placement option. So we have, those courses have 2 pathways. You can go for the one with placement, you can go for the one without placement. So those courses are available with placements. And the good thing is you don't pay the fees for the placement here. You only pay for the year of studies. Do you have any more questions?
I believe you have answered the questions that have come up, unless I'm knocking out anyone. I hope not.
Okay. All right. So I think in the absence of any more questions, I would say a general word of advice for everyone before we call it a day is, if you're here, you're looking to study abroad, you're looking to study University of Lincoln, you're still contemplating, you don't know what to do, I would advise, try as much as possible to try to make your decision on time, because places are limited. Most people will put in their applications to consider their study abroad, and once places are filled, it gets closed on time. So whenever we close the remaining programs, it would definitely be passed on to our agents, counselors. But please, I do encourage you, put in your application on time, start your process earlier. The earlier you start your process, the more time you have to plan ahead for your finance, the more time you plan for your visa, the more time you plan for yourself and for your accommodation and for your family. So don't stay late to do things. Don't wait long to do things. Even if you applied here, you feel you're not ready, you can always defer to the following year. The main thing is we want students to be prepared and be ready before they come to do their study abroad. Another thing is we work highly and strongly with SIUK all across the globe. We have a very good relationship with SIUK Kenya. If you're putting in your application, there's no need to stress yourself. They are there to help you put in the application. Try as much as possible to get across to them, which I believe that Jane and her team would have put their contact details on the chat, and also they will get in touch with you, and we ourselves as the university will get in touch with you to remind you of this session and to put in your application as well. Do not forget they work strongly with us, so they know how to get in touch with us. Don't stress yourself, put in your application with them and have an easy life for yourself. So in the absence of no question, I don't know, Jane, do you have any other thing you want to say before we call it a day?
Yes, I would just like to state the fact that we will assist you, we as SIUK will assist you with the application of University of Lincoln. So feel free to reach out to us. Our contacts are in the chat. You can visit our website for more details. You can contact us directly. We have, again, offices in Nairobi at Westlands and in Nyali along Links Road. However, if you're far from Nairobi or Mombasa, not to worry, we also assist remotely via whatever is convenient for you, whether it's text, call, or email, or WhatsApp. So feel free to reach out to us to help with the application. I do not have much to add. Thank you so much, Yetunde, for the session.
Thank you so much for having me, Jane, and thank you to the SIUK team in Kenya. Thank you for everyone for joining.
Insightful.
Okay, have a lovely and wonderful day ahead, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.